All right, we are back with the Screen Team. Glad you could join us right here as we do some movie reviews of old and new. We're going to be reviewing Baywatch, which came out on DVD. Also, Miss Congeniality, which is obviously Miss Sabrina's tote.
I have a trophy with that on it, by the way.
I'm not surprised. But first up, we're going to review a movie called Bicentennial Man. And this is a movie that our friend Kim Scott picked for us.
Hi, Kim Scott.
Hi, Kim Scott.
Hello.
It's good to see you. Bicentennial Man is one that you chose for us.
Yeah.
This movie came out in 99. Tell us, why did you want to pick this for us?
Well, I was actually just watching it on television, and it's a really good movie. We own the movie, and as I was watching it, I just thought, I wonder if we've ever reviewed it. So that's why I shot you a message real quick and asked you. And when you said no, I'm like, it'd be awesome.
So what's going on? We kind of live in a futuristic world here.
Yeah.
We visit Sam Neill's family, typical middle to upper class family, and they get a delivery at their front door. And what is this delivery they get?
A robot.
A robot. And this is kind of like a household robot who can do several different things around the house.
A mechanical butler.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
His name is Andrew.
The family at first is kind of shy around the robot. It's kind of freaking them out a little bit, at least for part of the family. One of the little daughters is psycho and wants to destroy it and stuff like that. But,
it tells him to jump out the window, and he does. Yeah.
So we've got a very interesting family element to this, but we learn early on that this particular robot, Andrew, played by Robin Williams, he's different from all the other robots that are out there. He's kind of discovering or having tendencies of a personality without having the personality chip in there, correct?
He has faulty wiring.
Yes. He wants to be human.
He wants to be human. We learned that early on, and it kind of makes him special, and his family kind of treats him as human.
Right. Because when he starts learning, like reading books and dictionaries, I think every one of them, or encyclopedias, and he learns how to wood carve and does a lot of things, and he builds a special relationship with the youngest daughter, who he nicknames Little Miss, and which actually, goes throughout his whole lifetime with her.
Yeah. And they kind of give him a lot of responsibilities. He's got his own job where he makes clocks, and from very early on, the daughter, Little Miss, is like, Dad, I think he should get paid for this. And Dad's like, what?
She's his biggest advocate for his independence.
So. And that family is all about giving him his independence until one day Andrew comes and is like, I want to be free. I don't want to be confined to you guys anymore in that particular robot human relationship. And
and one of the other special things that happens, especially in that scene, is throughout the movie he refers to himself as one. One is happy to serve. Yeah. And in this particular conversation, while he's talking to the dad, and the dad is finally saying, you are free. You can keep your money. Live your life.
Get out of my house.
And he says, but I am willing. I want to come back and be with you as a free man. And the father realizes you just referred to yourself as I instead of one.
Yeah.
And so from that point on, then you watch him go through second generation, third generation. And he's on a mission to discover where all the other robots went. Right. And he doesn't find a whole lot of them left in good service. They've evolved, the evolution of the robot servant, in a sense. But he finds a friend that still believes there's potential with the robots and has developed some techniques to give them skin. And through Andrew's continued learning process, realizes that there's more he can contribute than just the creation of clocks. He starts to build organs.
Organs for these robots.
Organs for the robot, for himself. But his friend, who is a human, also says, you are going to change the way people live. These are not only good for you, but they are good for mankind. Yeah. And so he continues to make tons of money and save humanity from themselves, in a sense that they can prolong their quality of life and lifespan. And your turn.
Well, that's just when he goes in front of was it like
The World
World
Congress.
Congress, and declares that he wants to be a human, be recognized as a human. He even points out to them, you have one of my hearts, you have some of my, a set of my lungs, and it takes a lot of convincing to try to get that to happen.
And one of their arguments is that you are not a whole man. You have insides that are made out of machines. Your brain is still positronic. And he says, but are you entirely human? You have one of my kidneys that I've created. You have part artificial pieces. Does that not make us the same?
That's a good point.
It was there's a lot of deepness there, conflict that they were highlighting in the movie. When does humanity stop and machinery start?
So let me ask you something. I like the movie. I enjoyed it, but I don't think a lot of people are going to enjoy it or like it because of the tone. Movie's very slow. It's very drawn out. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with that? Do you think that a lot of people seeing this are going to be like, this is too slow and too deep for me? Or do you think people can really get enjoyment out of this movie?
I think it's slow, but I like the movie. It's really good. It's, to me, it becomes slow when he meets
the great-granddaughter,
the
right?
great-granddaughter. And to me, that takes a while from there to the end of the movie. But their relationship, evolves, and love the way how it begins.
Yeah.
And
I think that it's one of those rainy day, you have to stay in bed because you're sick movies.
Yeah.
But then after you watch it, you're going to be glad you did.
Yeah.
Okay. The movie's called Bicentennial Man, and why is it called Bicentennial Man? Anybody?
Can we say? Yeah. He lives 200 years.
200 years.
Giddy up. All right. It stars Robin Williams, Sam Neill, and you can find it on DVD. Coming up after the break, we're going to review the Sandra Bullock film, Miss Congeniality. It's next on KWOC.